How is it going, everyone? Welcome back to the League of Europe. We are here for the Season 3. It's a provisional reveal for the 4 divisions that we're actually going to be having. So that is also a bit of a new thing for us guys as well. We're actually going to be having 4 divisions instead of 3. So because of how much we've actually grown, obviously thank you to everyone for that as well. We are moving over to 4 divisions. Now, with myself, I have Mr. Mark, aka Old School 3000,
Hello.
and also I have Daka with me, and he's going to be finding these out for the first time as well.
Indeed, I am. Hi, everyone.
So, which end should we start? Should we start at the top end or the bottom end?
Um, hmm. Do bottom.
So we'll start with Division 4. So, D4, these will be up on your screen as well. Division 4, we have Wakursk, Smitsky, Ryan B, Jasper, Ghost Recon, Ibo, Cloudy Cloud, Don Steering Wheel, Craigie, Maka from Division 3 from last season. And then 10 newbies as well. We've got Kieran, Rajayon, I think I said that right, Slayer, Nick, V7, Ryan, Morpy, Hilding Vilding, that's a good name, Muppen, Calvin, and Ushin. And then as our reserves for D4, we have Car Cannon, Alt Maverick, and Memo Franco. So those are the guys for Division 4. Anything you guys? I know quite a few of them are quite new as well, so
Yeah, just looking at this, it's split exactly half and half between veterans, if you will, and new drivers. So yeah, that's really exciting. See how the young blood gets on up against some of the more experienced men in the league. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
yeah, certainly will be interesting as well. Mark, your take on it?
Yeah, mirroring that really. I think that what will also be quite interesting. We do have 2 new names that have just popped up. One that's not in here that will sign on, and also another that has just confirmed that he is signing up, which is Dave Jarvu, who will definitely fit in down here, I believe, along with LFC. So, nice mix of new and veteran, I suppose, and really pleased for the 10 guys that are going to be racing in here. Well, the 12 guys, I should say, including Car Cannon 13 reserve, that they're going to have a lot more closer racing than perhaps they've had last season and maybe before. So, really excited for these guys, and that represents a big area of growth.
Yeah, it certainly will. But yeah, as I said, that's going to be that for Division 4. Now moving on to Division 3. In this tier, we have got Tigaby, Velocity, Bag of Bones, Ton Almanac or Wave, Ben, Starjar, Bree, DJ Williamson, McDutchface, Packer, Iverbrin Mike, James, Educk, MCR, the Bread Bank, Ozone Vettel, Aledi, Cohen, Tiger, and Unsafe Release. And our we have 4 reserves for Division 3. We've got Total Peas, Mr. Wooter, Heated, and Ricardo TTV.
Yeah, I mean, this is a clash of worlds, isn't it? So we've got the guys coming down from D2, the old D2. You know, and what's interesting though is that if you think about with there being 3 divisions, if you were bottom half of D2 pace wise, you will be this D3 realistically. Do you know what I mean? So that's what's happened. You've got Ivor, James, Educk, MCR, Vettel, and Aledi, the new guys coming in. This is a really tight grid. If I'm honest, I think wouldn't surprise me. And obviously, if you're new to the league and you just look at this, you would think, oh, okay, well, the winner is going to come from one of the D2 guys. If anything, I would probably say some of the D3 guys are a bit quicker than the D2 guys.
Yeah, people like Mike and James who performed well in D3 last season, and were, in my opinion, could probably at least compete with some of the guys in the D2 that you're going to see later. But yeah, there's also, of course, very quick guys coming down from D2 as well. It's a very close grid. It's hard to really pick out a winner, as I think is the case with all of the divisions, really. But yeah, there's a I don't know. It's really good mix, and obviously these new guys, we'll see how they fare up against the old guard. Of course, much more experience in this division. So yeah, with a good mix of drivers coming from different backgrounds, but ultimately I think they come together to make a very competitive field.
Yeah, just sort of touching on what you were saying, Mark, as well. Like, with quite a few, like 10 guys from Division 2 have moved down to Division 3 because that's how many new signups. So we ended up getting, like, going into Division 1 and Division 2. A lot of these guys that are now in Division 3, it's going to be very tight, especially with the likes of Tiggerby, Velocity, along with Bones and Bree as well. Ben could be quick on his day, same as Starjar, Bree as well, along with obviously with Mike and James as well. They're also pretty quick on their day. Educk and Aledi both were relatively quick in Division 3. MCR as well, obviously as long as he does end up racing majority of the races, then he was very quick as well. So again, we'll have to wait and see how these guys will end up getting on in Division 3. At the moment, I could see about 5 people challenging for that title.
Yeah, maybe more. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
obviously with the new guys coming in as well. Yeah, be very interesting to see actually.
It is interesting. Now moving on to Division 2. We have got YHYY, his brother Rick, Killer Blue, Gary Donegan, V5, Cookie, Morgan, Dan, myself, Mark, Carmentalist, Maledictus, Dylan, Harenwag, Adri, Big W, Nico, Matty Pedersen, Super Gamer, and McCrew. And our 2 reserves is, as Mark would like to call him, Mr. B, but I think it's Burrard, and Callum 27WHU.
Someone told me how to say his name. I completely forgot.
I think is it Boyrod, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I actually coined that in the 24 hours stream. I was saying Mr. B.
but that for me is this is probably the biggest sign of progress, I would say. The fact that this is the only division that has new drivers, old D3 drivers, old D2 drivers, and old D1 drivers coming together. You can have 15. Genuinely think that as well. Looking at that grid, I just think win a race that they are chosen places or just with a bit of a tiny bit of luck. Yeah, I'm looking forward to driving in it. I'll probably one of the slower guys, I suspect, off natural pace, which I'm looking forward to. I think that's going to be a nice challenge. It's better than I think that's one of the best things about having this 4 leagues is that it's enabled us to really kind of just remix all divisions and all people that you may have raced. I mean, I've only got 7 people that I've raced before last season, which is great.
Yeah.
Your take on it, Dan?
Yeah, I think it's really it's really promising for the league's future, especially because especially we've got double the amount of guys moving down from D1 as we have moving up from D3. I think that shows, the divisions, they're going to be closer, more competitive, and obviously more of them. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And just like D3, it's difficult to pick a winner, you know, from that field. I know, Jaco, you're planning on doing quite well, but
Hmm.
I mean, people like the guys that finished second and third in the D2 championship haven't moved up to D1, which is just crazy, really. So it just shows the influx of signups we've had and the growth the league's had. So yeah, I'm pretty proud actually to see a D2 field like this.
Just to say as well, the top six, like out of the top six from Division 2 last season, only 2 of them have moved up. So that just shows how much quicker these divisions are getting. Like obviously, you'd think the guys from Division 1, it's going to be me versus White YY once again. Um, by the way, just to sort of clear that little bit up as well. But also the likes of myself versus Dan and Morgan once again as well. We obviously get, Rick versus Gary this time, I'm pretty sure. Um, Also the likes of the majority of the organizers in this division, it especially with obviously the likes of White YY, Rick, Killer Blue, Gary, V5, and Cookie all coming around from D1 to go against the
Yeah.
guys like Morgan, Dan, myself, you, Maledictus as well, along with Adrian, Big W, and Nico from Division 3. This is going to be honestly,
Ooh.
it's going to be absolutely insane to see who comes out on top of this. It's going to be so tight, and it's literally just one mistake, and then that's that done for.
Mhm.
And it's a big shout out to all the guys that are coming down from D1 because they've spent a long time being towards, the back end of their respective division. So, to be fair, some of them are. I don't think some of them will be
One
will
in
be at the front
particular,
end,
actually
front
two in
ends of this one.
particular. Yeah.
But it's nice for them to have a different challenge because that's always the big problem when you can have 10 little divisions, you can have two. The top tier doesn't tend to change too much. But with this growth, I think it's enabled the fact that we've had fresher people come in, which we'll see into D1, has meant that a few of those guys, like Killer, like I don't know, split hairs a bit between some of the guys that come down, White YY potentially as well coming down. That's enabled this to happen. So now I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's a very exciting time for this one. And now we move on to the big boys of the league, Division 1. For Division 1, we have got Montana, Neo, New Aloigi, Cantera, Spine, Doom, Daka, Larkin, Harrison David, Jarry, Bullet Boy, Verstappen, Campbell, Caesar, Toxic, Comblige, Liam, Gabriel, Zero, and Bualem. And our reserves are Chapelele and F1 Racer. Now, off the bat, four new guys joining in this division, along with the 4 guys moving up from Division 2. Obviously, Cohen coming in at mid-season from Division 2 last season. Campbell being our D1 D1 champion. Caesar moving up as well, along with Toxic. Those 3 being absolutely were just blitzing. Caesar at the beginning of the season was just blitzing it. Obviously, had to take a little break, I think, for 4 or 5 races. Sorry, so that's obviously moved him back as well. Campbell, as said, being our D1 champion, D2 champion. Sorry, Toxic also just shown a massive improvement, so he's also moved up into Division 1. And then along with that, a few of the other QVR guys as well, the likes of Verstappen, Dakar, challenging the likes of Montana, Neo as well, giving more competition to Montana. New Waluigi, as said, being the most consistent one from the rewards, which was obviously released yesterday. Doom and Cantera, the Spanish duo being together. Spine and Montana, the 2 Swiss. Honestly, this is so so tough to call.
It's just unbelievably competitive. As someone that's racing in this division, I'm intimidated looking at some of the names here. Oh god. And yeah, I think it's gonna be incredibly tight, just like all the divisions. It's mostly very high level, probably the strongest grid we've had ever in LOE. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. It's gonna be a great season, I can tell already.
Eight people, 8 full-time drivers from Division 1, which is insane. If we'd like, that's crazy. Eight of them moved into Division 2. That's never happened. So that's mad. Well, the last time that would have happened is when we went from one, literally from 1 to 2 divisions all that time ago. Mad.
It's absolutely insane. Obviously, as you said, like the fact that we've had to move 6 people down from Division 1 to Division 2, and then obviously with newcomers coming into the league as well, it was so difficult to try and place a few guys. And obviously, it's unfortunate for the guys that have had to go to reserve when they sign up for full time because of the amount of sign-ups that we've had. It came close to the point
Yeah.
where we was even contemplating 5 divisions, but obviously that was going to be a bit of a task in itself. So having these 4 divisions with quite a few reserves, I'm expecting 14 at the minimum, like showing up each race. Of course, obviously it's the second part of the game, or the second half of the season for the game. The life cycle of it's going to start to drop down a bit more. So a lot of people are going to start getting bored of the game quite easily. So I'm obviously expecting towards the end of the season, not many people will be showing up. Again, it's expected, but again, the amount of people that we've actually got signing up for this is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things with having reserves as well. Well, guys on the wait list. If you can't commit to, one thing we've always been very hot on, and hopefully people understand this as well, is that can't commit fairly consistently, not like religious every week. Of course, things come up, particularly on a Saturday evening. As long as you keep people in the loop, as long as you do attend most of the races, then great. If not, then someone else will get the seat, and it's nothing. It's not an issue. It just means that sometimes things come up. That your circumstances change. So that's why we've got guys on the waiting list. If any other guys, like I say, this is still very provisional. We should have people hopefully sign up in the next couple of days, I suppose. We've had 2 people sign up since we started doing this. So we'll just have to see. But these are fairly set in stone. I think you can use your noodle a little bit and say, well, if we did get another 10 sign-ups, is Cantera and Neo going to be in D2? No, of course not. Is 2 of the others maybe? But but these are fairly set in stone, and please do work from them. And if anything does change at this point, then we'll update everyone accordingly, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose the last thing is as well, we're talking about provisional, just the provisional race times, I suppose, and the calendar. So if you want to take us through that, Jacob.
Yeah, so calendar-wise, we have managed to get the 3 races back in. So I think the races that we were missing last season was Singapore, France, and there was one other. What was the other one?
Mexico.
So they were the 3 that were missing last season. Now the ones that they're back in, and we've actually taken out 2 other races this season, purely because obviously there's a Canadian Grand Prix that's happening towards the end of our season. We don't know obviously when the new F1 is going to be coming out as well, so we're just trying to gauge our situation on that. So our 2 races that we are missing are going to be Baku and Abu Dhabi. So those 2 races we're going to be missing throughout the rest of the season. We are going to be having a couple of break weeks as well. I'm just trying to double check on when the break weeks are. I think we've got one for Easter. And there was another one as well. What was the other one, Mark?
Champions League final. I think.
That's it. So
it's
that's
quite
on like the 24th of May or something like that.
it's quite near the end, and the reason why we had to we and I know a few people go, if you've done 19, why can't you do 21? Well, problem is, right at the end we've got Canada, and we've learnt from our mistakes finally. Yari keeps waddling on about it, like overlapping the actual qualies and stuff. Canada, I think we break up the last races the last week before Canada, which does basically completely clash with racing on the Saturday. So that's where we've had to leave the calendar effectively. And that's the reason why it's not just that we fancied binning off a couple of tracks, but to be honest with you,
Honestly, if we could have the full 21, then we would have had the full 21. But 19 is still obviously good for like as I said, for the life cycle of this or for the second period of this game. As I said, it's coming at a point because it's always expected at the end of the game's life cycle, a lot of people will stop playing it. So that we're just trying to gauge as to what we're thinking of going ahead. Obviously, when the new game is going to be announced, when it's going to be released. But yeah, we'll be starting on the 11th of January, and we'll be finishing. I think it was on it's the beginning of June. I'm not too sure the exact date, but it is the beginning of June is when we're finishing the calendar. So as I said, it's more just trying to gauge as to when the new game comes out. Of course, obviously, if the game comes out before when our season ends, it might have to be the case we try and cut it a bit short, but we're not expecting that game to be coming out anytime before June. So hopefully we should be running that full season. Obviously, we'll keep you guys up to date if anything does end up changing. It will either be released as a video or be in our Discord. So make sure you keep an eye out on that. But there we have it. That is the reveal for season 3. All the divisions have been revealed. I will quickly just go through them once again. So to start off with Division 4, again, we have Wakursk, Smitsky, Ryan B, Jasper, Ghost Recon, Ibo, Cloudy Cloud, Don Steering Wheel, Craigie, and Maka. Kieran, Rajayon, if I said that right, Slayer, Ushin, Nick, Ryan, Muppen, and Calvin, with our 3 reserves being Car Cannon, Memo, and Maverick. Division 3, we have got Tiggerby, Velocity, Bones, Ton or Wave, Ben, Starger, Bree, DJ Williamson, Dutch Base with Packer, Mike, James, Eduk, MCR, The Bread Bank, Vettel, Aledi, Tiger, Cohen, and Unsafe Release, with our 4 reserves being Total P's, Mr. Valter, as I've now said that right, Heated, and Ricardo TTV. Division 2, we've got YHYY, Rick, Killer Blue, Gary, V5 Cookie, Morgan, Dan, myself, Mark, Carmentalist, Maledictus, Dylan, Hanwag, Adri, Big W, Nico, Matty, Super Gamer, and McCrew, with our 2 reserves being Burrod and Callum. And Division 1, we have got Montana, Neo, New Aloigi, Cantera, Spine, Doom, Daka, Larkin, Harry David, Jarry, Bullet Boy, Verstappen, Campbell, Caesar, Toxic, Cone Bleach, Lion, Gabriel, Zero, and Bualem, with our 2 reserves being Chapelele and F1 Racer. Is there anything else you guys would want to say?
Rip Campbell.
The only thing else as well, teammates just grab a teammate based on these lists. They might change them so slightly. If it does, then we'll obviously let everyone know as soon as we can. But yeah, start times. Did we say start times?
Oh, no, we didn't. Thank you for reminding me. Start times for this. It's a bit of a change up. Nothing too much of a change, but we are going to be having Division 1 and Division 3 at the same time, with Division 2 and Division 4 at the same time. So Division 1 and Division 3, they are going to be starting at 6:40 UK time. And Division 2 and Division 4, we're going to be having at 8 p.m. UK time. So it gives the time for it gives, because obviously I think we're going to have a couple guys from D1 and D3 having comms to D2 and D4 and vice versa. So at least it allows that time. It at least allows that time for guys in Division 1, obviously, if they're wanting to commentate on Division 2 and Division 4, either or, they've got that time between that race, because it could run over, say, for example, if it rains at Singapore or something. it's going to take a long time for that sort of like changeover process for that to happen. So we're giving that little bit of leeway for those guys between those divisions to be able to get in the lobby, so at least get the streams going on time rather than having a slight delay of it. So they are going to be our start times. Division 1, Division 3, as I said, they're going to be on your screen at 6:40 UK time. Division 2, Division 4 at 8 PM.
Yeah, and then there might be a tiny bit of flex, maybe a tiny bit of flex, but not much. It'd be like 10 minutes, but we should be okay. This should be fine. We've tried to account for everyone, so hopefully everyone will be okay without any issues, any big issues. Not right, silly ones. Can you just let me know? Let us know. Come to the organizer. Yeah, but as it stands, everything looks pretty good.
Certainly. Well, have you got anything else other to say other than obviously rip Jane Campbell, Dan?
Back in the comms box, get in there, lads.
The only thing I have to say is that the trivia app has been released during this
Oh,
podcast.
jeez.
And just as a little big shout out to Ton, who is about to hit 10,000 points. It's 100 correct answers. It significantly delay the podcast and the actual structure of it, thanks to being released. And yeah, I don't understand how Tom has got 10,000 points in the time that this has taken to do. But yeah,
Just saying, I was winning when I stopped playing. So yeah.
yes, no, and that is fair. But yeah, thanks V5 for completely ruining my work from home schedule and having to delete Discord off the laptop.
But yeah, so that is it for the division reveals. Thank you very much for everyone that has tuned in for that. Thank you for everyone that has also signed up for it. As I said, these are provisional ones so far, so things could change, as Mark said a minute ago. If it does, obviously we will keep you guys up to date with that as well. But other than that, let's get racing for season 3. Thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you for the first race in Australia on the 11th of January for the season.
Growth, the process of increasing in size. A feature that is both individual, intrinsic, and throughout nature.
This is going to be so interesting, you know.
This is the moment we have been waiting for.
I'm feeling it now.
What has come before is now consigned to the history books. This new decade brings new challenges, new rivals, falling giants, and new beginnings.
Bang, bang, bang! 3 shots to the heart.
Oh, in the back
end. Oh no!
Those who are climbing will meet. Who will fall by the wayside, and who will embody growth.
There's still wheel to wheel!
That is unbelievable!
Season 3, League of Europe, Grow or Fade.